Can I ask you to have the camera on, please?
Okay. Please wait me some seconds. Hello, can you see me and hear me?
Yes. So, I'm Stass. What's your name?
You can call me Anh.
Quynh Anh, right?
Yes, but you can call me just Anh.
All right, I get it. Now, is this the first time you're studying with me?
Yes,
All right,
that's
excellent.
right.
So, let me ask you a few questions about your experience with IELTS first. Can you tell me if you've ever taken the test in the past?
Yes, I have taken IELTS test once.
The official, like not the mock test, right?
Yes, it was official.
When?
In October 2022.
Mhm. And how did it go in speaking?
May you ask me again?
What was your speaking score back then?
Yeah, I just got 5.5.
Mhm. All right, and when is your next test?
I'm going to take the test on the paper base on 6 no on the beginning of June. I don't remember exactly what the date.
Mhm. All right. So, and what's your target in speaking?
I want it to be like above 6.0 and the overall is 7.0. It's okay.
So, 6 in speaking is your target, right?
Yes.
Something like 6.57, right? Good. Now, what else? Well, just so you know, I have to say this to everyone because we only have a couple of weeks left. I recommend to perhaps postpone the date if possible so you have more time to prepare, because most of the students who start studying with me, they don't have enough time to really influence their final score, meaning that they don't really improve much because there's not enough time. You need more time for that, right? If you want to see some improvement. So again, if
Yep.
it's possible, I recommend to move the date as well further away from now as possible, just so we have more time to prepare, because we can have several lessons, maybe let's say 2-3 lessons a week ideally, and then I can give you all the strategies, all the material and practice that you need to succeed and get your score. Right, well, that's out of the way, so please consider that. And then
Yes. I'm sorry, but actually, after the next test, I can retake it again if it is required, and also it, and in the some last day of this month, I will also take a computer-based test. So, like I can retake the only skill test if I want, right?
well, you're supposed to retake the whole test, yeah? Every time you
Oh,
retake it. So it's I don't think you can just retake the speaking or something like that. So you need to plan ahead and ideally not plan to retake it because it will cost money, and yeah, and time most importantly. So I recommend to just get ready now and get the score that you need. But the problem is we will study together hard, right? But you also need to prepare at home. So I'll give you specific tasks to do, and that will help you achieve your score. But so if you don't do that, you will not be able to progress much as well.
yeah.
Now, well, let's
Oh,
see. Yeah. You have questions?
Yeah, because I'm in a rush, so and yeah, because I'm in a rush, so that I can delay the test date. But
In a
instead, I
rush.
can yeah, but instead I can retaking it again if if needed.
I understand. Yeah, so you can't really move the test date easily. That's what you're saying.
Yes.
Okay, I get it. Now, all right, let's do the mock test, shall we?
Mm, okay.
All right. So what we need is I need you to prepare a paper and a pencil,
Okay. Oh,
and after you have that, we can begin the test.
oh, I already done prepare what
All
you
right.
had said.
Okay. So now let's see. Good morning. My name is Stass. Can you tell me your full name, please?
My full name is Quynh Anh.
Okay. And can you tell me where you're from?
I'm from Hà Nội in Vietnam.
May I see your identification, please?
Yeah, here you are.
Okay. Thank you. That's fine. Now, in this first part, I'd like to ask you some questions about yourself. Let's talk about what you do. Do
Okay.
you work or are you a student?
I'm currently a freshman in Diplomatic Academy of Vietnam.
Hmm. And what do you study?
Uh, I'm I'm a freshman who major in international trade law.
Hmm. And which subject is your favorite?
Uh, I think it is also it is let me think. I think it is the international history relations, which I had just started study this semester.
Hmm. And why do you like it?
Because our teacher in that subject is a really cool and passionate man, and he always make our class laugh, and he has the uh, unique ways to teach us.
What do you hope to do when you finish your studies?
Mm, Actually, international trade law wasn't my first priority when I enrolled in the university, but after the graduation, I hope that uh, I can try my best to go abroad in some of my dream countries.
Hmm. Okay. Let's talk about maps now. Do you think it's better to use a paper map or a map on your phone?
Uh, Definitely, it is the map on my phone, especially online maps like Google Maps, because I don't know how to read the printed maps, and also I think the real maps is are usually used for when we go on a long distance trip or something like that. That rather than a daily trip. Yeah, daily trip.
Right? And when was the last time you needed to use a map?
Uh, it was uh, it was back to last week when I hung out with my friends, and we had to use the Google Maps to find the way to the outdoor ferry, to the outdoor fair.
And if you visit a new city, do you always use a map to find your way around?
Yes, I do, because I'm kind of a person who don't really know the roads here, because I'm just live in this city for about uh, 8 to 9 years. So I need to learn more about the roads here. So yeah.
Okay, now I'm going to give you a topic, and I'd like you to talk about it for 1 to 2 minutes. Before you talk, you'll have 1 minute to think about what you're going to say. You can make some notes if you wish. Do you understand?
Yes, I do.
You have some paper and a pencil for making notes, right?
Yes.
Okay, then here's your topic. Just a moment. Okay. I'd like you to describe a monument, for example, a statue or sculpture that you like.
Mm. So may I start now?
Yes.
Okay.
Right. Remember, you have 1 to 2 minutes for this, so don't worry if I stop you. I'll tell you when the time is up. Can you start speaking now, please?
Uh, okay. Uh, Today I'm gonna talk about the Tonlist monument in Vietnam, which is also the Lady Buddha in Da Nang, uh, and it is located uh, in uh, in peninsula in Da Nang, and and uh, it is really near the Da Nang city center, and and the statue is on the mountain and facing the sea, and the kind eyes uh, looks down, uh, and and one of the special thing of this statue in Da Nang is uh, whether you are standing in any place, any location in Da Nang, you can in the city, you can also easily uh, see the statue, which leans on the mountain facing the sea, and it is also one of the very popular attraction in Vietnam, which can appease many visitors here. So uh, and also, and besides that is uh, the status is like the symbol of this city, of this city, and it holds
All right,
like
thank you.
yeah.
And can you tell me, is this a very well-known monument in your country?
Huh? Oh, what?
Is this a very well-known monument in your country?
Uh, yes, I think so.
So now we've been talking about art and monuments, and I'd like to discuss with you one or two general questions related to this. Let's first of
Mm.
all consider public monuments. What kinds of monuments do tourists in your country enjoy visiting?
I think personally, I think it's kind of the statues or the sculptures that that is placed in the public places in some province and cities that are well known for to are for are well known for tourism, and some and these kinds of monuments are really huge, uh, that everyone can go to sightseeing it.
And why do you think there are often statues of famous people in public places?
From my perspective, first of all, it is because of their actions in the past. Uh, people build these statues in order to appreciate their what they did in the past, and also uh, to remind the young generations about their effort. Um,
For
yeah,
example,
that's all. For example, is Uncle Ho Chi Minh in my country is one of the most famous and most famous person that Vietnam's respect him, and like her his status can be found almost everywhere in Vietnam, and like he helped Vietnam to fight our independence in the past, so we really look forward to him.
let's talk about architecture for a moment. Why is architecture such a popular university subject?
May you, I'm sorry, may you ask me again?
Why is architecture such a popular university subject?
Um, I think because it's related to art, and many people are really interested in learning something about arts, and also these subjects can boost people uh, to to draw more and use their hands more, so they can improve their drawing skills, also as their creative uh, thinking skill.
In what ways has the design of homes changed in recent years?
I think in the past people uh, tend to tended to live in many storing homes, but nowadays they want to live in a more simple and monochrome design. Yeah, more than like colorful ones.
And to what extent does the design of buildings affect people's moods?
Mm, uh, Personally, I think it really depends on the people's choices or taste. Some people love the uh, the dark colors, while some others like the bright ones. And but the bright colors can sometimes make people feel more safe, and feel more secure rather than the designs that has the dark colors. Yeah, that's all I can
Thank
give
you
to
very
you.
much. That is the end of the speaking test.
Yes.
Okay, so how do you feel? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can
How do
hear
you
you.
feel about your answer?
No, not really good. Absolutely, especially from the part two, because I am not really familiar with. I do not know anything about art or architecture or monuments at all.
You don't really need to. That's the point of the test. It's designed in a way that is possible to answer for everyone, even those who are not familiar with it, you know?
Mhm.
So, yeah, let's see. If you had the chance to change anything, what would you do? What would you change?
Well, first of all is my pronunciation, then my knowledge background.
What
I think so.
specific things you think you can change?
Like I think I have to talk more slowly than my pronunciation is can be more maybe more clearly, you know.
So speaking slower can help you with pronouncing and enunciating all of the right sounds, and maybe perhaps it could help you add some better intonation as well. Yeah, that's right. Most importantly, in English, we need to connect the end of a word with the beginning of the next word.
Yes.
So
Mm,
when you say, for example, plan, and then you want to say it, I want to plan it, right? You don't say plan it, you say planet, like the word
mm,
planet, you know? So
yes.
it becomes one word. That's why you connect the sounds together as much as you can. And that's the number one thing that you have to keep in mind when speaking is to
Yes.
not sound like this. You need to connect words, right? Otherwise it sounds, well, it doesn't sound right, yeah, and that's what we need to avoid. How to practice that? Write texts about your personal life and read them aloud. Record them, hear them, listen to them. That's the only way, pretty much. There's no other way.
Mm,
If you can hear yourself speak and then you try to change that, then, well, that helps you, that actually helps you change. Otherwise, if I tell you this, you will not change as much as when you notice it yourself.
mm, yes.
Um, and it's all, at the end of the day, it's all about how many hours you put into learning English and preparing for the test. So if you put 10 hours, then you get one result. But if you put 100 hours, you get another result completely, regardless of what that 100-hour result is going to be better in every way. It's just more hours. That's what you need. You said pronunciation, anything else?
Mm. Oh,
So first thing you said you would change pronunciation, right? What's
yeah.
the second thing?
Uh, I think like is my knowledge background. Like there are some topics that I do not know much about them. Yeah.
Well, there are forecasts and lists of topics commonly used in IELTS, so you can study those. We can't do that here, in the full extent, so to speak, because we don't have enough time. So that's partially what you should do at home and present it to me. We'll talk about that a bit later. And yeah, that's what you need to go through. Just find common topics. Think about what you can say. If you don't know anything about that, look up some of the vocabulary. Most importantly, it's not about topics, it's about your English. So you don't need to even know much. You just need to know the words related to that. Knowing, understanding topics is not necessary. Like the deep understanding is unnecessary. Only the superficial, like the the basic, the fundamental things about architect. Like for example, just architecture. You don't need to know anything about it outside of the fact that it is what? Outside of the fact that it is what?
Yeah.
You don't need to know anything but what? What do you need to know about architecture to answer the question?
Um, actually, actually at that moment and at this moment, I don't really remember exactly what architecture means. Like is the shop that people design something, right?
Well, yeah, design cars, for example, right?
Mm,
Or buildings.
yeah.
Which ones? Cars or buildings?
Yes, I think like they will make a draft of something like house, cars, and
Hmm.
then they give to one the others people who will build that ones.
I see. Well, okay, let me share this with you. So architecture is, as you can see, the art and
Mm,
study of designing buildings, right? Only buildings.
yes.
And the point is, you don't need to really know this too well. You can ask the examiner too.
Like ask them what does this word means.
Yes.
Oh. But does it make me like
Lose
the
points?
yeah minus parts?
No, you don't
Okay, I
lose
can
points for
become.
asking questions. The point is that you need to be able to ask the examiner questions, whatever you don't understand, whatever you need to know to make your answer more successful. You need to use any tools available. We'll ask to repeat, to explain, and to give examples. So if
Yes.
you don't want to ask what architecture means, like as a word, then you can ask them to give you examples. Like you could ask, could you please give me an example of what you mean? Or, well, if you can repeat the word, then can you give me an example of architecture?
Yeah. Okay, I got it.
Now, if you don't do that, then you just waste time and you misunderstand the question and you lose an opportunity to get a higher score. And by not asking, you are lowering your score yourself instead of the other way around. So you said my full name is from Quynh Anh. That was good at the start because this is not part of the test, right? Then where you're from Hanoi, Vietnam. That's also good. And this is how you go through the original. I mean, through the initial part, and then you have the first uh, part. You said I'm currently, you said I think a freshman, yeah, just a bit
Yeah.
of a shortening. So a freshman in a diplomatic academy in Vietnam, right? You said.
Yes.
So this is okay, but you can expand on it a little bit. Just one more
Mm.
sentence. What can you say?
I think I would say that I haven't started to work. Oh,
Yes, you can say I'm not, I haven't yet had the chance to work like ever in my life because I'm just a student and I'm
mm,
currently a freshman in this. So two sentences is best in part one. But well, in
Yes.
this case, what else? Like more naturally, what would you say? Like what would be a more natural answer here? Well, you can add a comment about the academy or about your studies.
Okay.
So
Uh, so the university is not far from my home, which is just about 3 kilometers.
not the
Oh,
best, because you're talking about location, which is it's okay, but the best would be to just give me more information about this academy. That's the natural thing to say, right? So, what kind of academy is that? All right, it's a diplomatic academy, and what else should I know, or what's the most important thing you can tell me about it?
I
A
think
general
like
fact.
the majors that the school
Office.
teach to the students.
Okay, so this school teaches this and that. Yeah, so
Mm.
let's do this.
So some of the some of the some of the uh
Main subjects
yeah, some of the main subjects that we are learned at school we learn at school is uh,
are.
uh I think I don't want to talk about this because I do not how to translate the subjects
Well,
into
you could
English.
again with this, you could just say this school is renowned for or is famous for what, for example?
uh, International media.
So, and to tell you
Yeah.
a bit about the
Mm.
school, it's famous for what?
uh, may I list some majors rather than some
All right,
subjects?
it's famous for teaching.
Yeah, like international relations, international media, uh, international law.
Programs.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yes.
it's famous for offering international media and international law programs to its students.
Mm,
Okay, what do you study? I think you mispronounced this word major.
yeah. Major.
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 What's the problem here? Do you know?
Uh, uh, like it's not a verb, right?
Who majors?
Uh,
Or maybe who is majoring at the moment? I'm a freshman who's majoring in international trade law, right?
yes.
Uh, at the moment, so I'm a freshman who's majoring. And so, what do you study actually?
Mm, like I study international law, but specifically in trade, the the trade aspect.
So then, so naturally, I have to study law and specifically trade law, right?
Yes.
Like that. Well, you can also
Mm,
mention some other subjects or whatever. Like you don't have to make it realistic. You just need to speak and say something that makes sense. For example, law or uh, I guess I'm not really familiar with what students study there, so you can list a few things as well, like some of the subjects. All right, then we have favorite. Um, so you don't have to rush into that. Yeah, if you need to think, just say that. All right, let me think, and then just
mm,
stop and
yes.
take your time. I think it is the international history relations. Which what did you say here? Do you remember?
I don't remember.
There was a missed. All right, there's something you said that wasn't easy to understand. So I think it is the relations, which I just started studying this semester, which is good. And then why? Because our teacher in that subject is a cool and passionate man. He makes our class laugh. He has unique ways of teaching. Yeah,
Yes.
teaching us. Right, that was a good answer overall. No problem here, pretty much. No problem. Next, what do you hope to do? International law, you said, wasn't my first priority. Was there something else?
No, I just said that major wasn't my priority.
That major, okay, major, yeah. So pronunciation, careful with that. Because when you mispronounce a word, I can't sometimes understand it. It becomes a gap, like nothing there, right? And it ruins the whole answer. So
Yes.
it's important to slow down and practice saying difficult words. Was my first priority when I enroll, so should be enrolled, yeah?
Yes.
When I enrolled in the university, just when I started university. But after graduation, I hope I can try my best to go abroad in some. So the first part doesn't really answer the question, does it?
Yes. Uh, yes. Actually, I want to mean that I first at first I learned another major, but then I when I after graduation uh, I will learn another ones and the
Another
jobs that
one.
I yeah and the job that I do in the future uh, will not be related to law. I mean that, but I couldn't uh, convey what I
Okay.
meant.
Yeah, no problem. I understand. So yeah, that sounds better. I hope I can try my best to go abroad, to visit or to live in some of my dream countries. All right. And you said I want to mean that. How else can you say that?
What I mean,
Yeah, all right. What I mean is that's so much better. Maps. So this was all right, I think. Overall, definitely it is. So maps in general, right? So do you prefer paper or phone maps? Definitely. Definitely. How can you paraphrase this part?
I think I would prefer the maps on my smartphone rather than the paper ones.
You could just say, yeah, I prefer. I would definitely.
Mm,
I'd. I definitely prefer the map on my phone, especially. Well,
yes.
specifically the online map, like Google Maps. It's my mistake because I don't know how to read the printed map. That was actually really good. Printed. You didn't copy the word from the question. You paraphrased it. You get extra points for that. To mhm. And also
I
the
said the real maps,
yeah
but
the
it
real
sounds not really.
maps.
Yeah.
Also, the real maps are usually used. Mhm. Usually used for when we go on a long distance trip. Well, real makes no sense because they're all real. Maps on your phone and paper, they're all real. Physical, maybe you meant, right?
Yes.
The physical maps are. I just we don't need that here. Nothing specific. Also, physical maps are usually used for when we go on a long distance trip or something like that, rather than we'll have to specify when we do daily trips. Now, Okay, so here you have a really nice comment about long distance trips. You have expanded your answer very well. Not many issues here. Very good. So keep it up like that. Now, it was just last week, right? It was last week when I, not hung out.
Hung, yeah,
Hung, hung.
hung.
Yes, when I hung out with my friends was last week, and we had to use the Google Maps to find a way to, let's say, an outdoor fair. Yeah.
Yes.
All right. It was good. You can add a comment here on how easy or difficult it was.
Mm. Uh, so at first, at first, let me think. Uh, at first, it was at first when I used the map. No, let me think. I don't know how to describe it more
But you
to
could say it's just
explain.
a short comment, right? You could say it was so the Google Maps, it was so good, and we immediately found the way, and we arrived on time. That's all. Or you could say it was confusing, or it was difficult to follow. It wasn't right. It didn't help us that much. That's all. Very simple.
Yes.
Or you could say something like, well, because I've been using it for so long, that's the natural way for me to find things around even the city where I live.
So uh, at first we used the map because we think
I thought.
the yeah, because we thought the location was really far. But after that, uh, thanks to the Google Map, that we can what we could found the fair.
No, but thanks to the maps, or thanks to the Google map, we what?
We could find
We found,
oh
well, we
okay,
were able to
yeah, okay, we were able to found to find,
find
yeah, to find the fair more easier, more,
just
no,
easily
easier,
or easier.
easily.
We were able to find the locate the fair easily then, yes. Okay, next. I do because I'm kind of I'm the kind of person who doesn't
Mm.
really know the roads where in where here.
Mm, in Hanoi, which is the capital of Vietnam.
It says if you visit a new city.
Oh, oh, okay. So I missed
Yeah,
this
misunderstood.
one.
Okay, so you can always ask to repeat, especially when it's stressful. Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
because
So
I. Mhm.
like if I missed that word, so the content in this answers was not
But
really.
the other problem is double because doesn't sound right. You could say, for example, as at least as I. Let's say I have lived here. I've lived or living. I've been living in the city for about, let's say, 10 years. I think you said something like 8 to 10, 9. I don't understand what that meant. So for about 10 years, so I really. Hmm. So I really need to. Doesn't connect though, right? The meaning. So you've been living here for a long time, and that should usually mean that you don't need a map, right? That would mean.
Yes.
It seems like you're saying that the opposite. Okay, so I've been living, so but I still require a map to find my way around, yeah? To still require a map. Part 2, so this is what the examiner says, and I'm just leaving it here for you. And then they give you a timer, 1 minute and 2 minutes, yeah? And then you, actually this was something separate. You said at the very start today, you said, please wait me some seconds. How do we say this in proper English?
Oh, I don't know.
Well, give me a moment, for example. Give me a second.
Okay.
So, okay, today I'm going to talk about the tallest monument in Vietnam. Well, today doesn't make sense. Usually we don't say that. That doesn't sound right. You just have a short amount of time to talk one-on-one with the person. In that situation, you don't say today. Today is mostly in front of an audience when there's a long talk. So, okay, I'm going to talk about the tallest monument in Vietnam. I actually kind of like your beginning here, your intro into the question. But for let's put in general comments, I can help you out a little bit and give you an idiom to start with. So you can start every part 2 with when. So the first that sprang to mind was. So how can you apply this here? Can you try?
Yes. Yes. So I will try now, right?
Just try this one sentence, please.
Okay. So when I saw the topic card about the monument.
No. It's obvious. No need to say that. Just don't need to add anything here. Try again.
Okay. So when I saw the topic card, uh, the first monument that sprang to my mind was the tallest statue in Vietnam, which
Okay.
is
Yeah, that's good. You can also say as soon as. Yeah, when or as soon as I saw the topic card. Now you can change it. Anything here can be changed, like cue card, spotted. The initial thought I had was so this is not rigid and this is not set in stone. You can change this so to sound more natural. If you always remember the same words, it sounds unnatural. And if the examiner thinks you memorized, you lose points for memorizing. Yeah, or it just doesn't count basically. Now. Let's see. Statue pronunciation. Can you try? Statue.
monument.
No, statue.
Statue.
Yeah. Always check words online. See?
Yes.
Yeah, British and American both. Same pronunciation. Statue. We're going to talk about the tallest monument in Vietnam, which is also Lady Buddha, you said, yeah?
Yes.
Lady Buddha, yeah? In Da Nang. Well, okay, so also doesn't make sense here, which is the statue of Lady Buddha in Da Nang is not great because guess what? Avoid using Vietnamese names in the whole text. Yeah, use the English instead. So what is Da Nang in English?
This do not have English name, but I don't know how to like. It's just a name, so it can't be translated.
So it's a
into
mountain. Yes, Da Nang is a mountain
no.
located in
It's
China,
like
right?
No, it's a city.
What
It's one of the
else?
biggest city in
See?
Vietnam.
What do you mean it's just
No,
a name? It's not just a name. So one of the biggest cities located in America, right?
uh, yes, it's one of the biggest city in Vietnam.
In Vietnam, where? Central, southern, or northern
Yeah,
part of
in the
Vietnam?
central of
You
Vietnam.
see? And it's located right
Yeah,
next to a river, right? Or right next to the forest. Yeah?
yes. So yeah,
It's located
okay, I
next to,
understand.
it's a seaside city. It's a big coastal city located in central Vietnam that is famous for tourism. So that's what you say in English. You don't need to say the name at all because the examiner might not know that name. So when you say Da Nang,
Okay.
what he thinks maybe, I mean, he would think, or the examiner would think that you try to say something in English.
Okay,
And
I
since it
understand.
makes no sense in English, it's just a waste of time to say that. Well, okay, so in one of the most touristy cities in Vietnam, for example, which is located. Um, well, okay, it's additional. I guess it's not that important here. One of the most touristy cities in Vietnam, um, and then it's located in is it Venezuela or something?
No, no, no. But I didn't. I don't remember what I said. So just yeah,
Okay, it's located in.
it's a local location. But as you
Okay,
said,
I
I
see. I
can.
see. Yeah, I see what you mean. That was a Vietnamese name. Okay, got it. So it's located. So it's located in. Let's say. All right. And located near the city center, right?
Yes.
Okay. Actually, let's put the card here so we can see it a bit clearer what we need to say. Yeah. So we've got what monument this is, where this is, what it looks like, right? So and the statue is on the mountain and facing,
Facing.
and it's facing the sea, and the statue is on the, okay, I assume on top of the mountain,
Yes.
and the did you say kind?
Yeah. I mean, like the this is an adjective to describe the kinds the eyes of the Buddha. Like
No.
it's just an adjective to describe the eyes of the Buddha.
But like friendly or not? You mean
Yeah,
friend?
something like that.
Like front, and the kind eyes of this the statue of this lady, or whatever you said, lady, the kind eyes of this lady look down, no, don't, look down at all times, right? And one of the special things the statue is that uh, it so it always looks at you, right? Something. Or you can always see from everywhere. Is that it can be seen from everywhere, from every point, everywhere in the area, yeah? And then you explain that, whether you are standing in any place or any location in the city, you can easily see the Buddha statue, which leans on the mountain facing. It said it's facing the sea, and now it's facing the city.
It's facing the sea, but I um,
Or the mountain facing the city. Okay, maybe not this, not the statue. Then on the mountain. which is facing the city, and is also one of the, it's actually my typo, one of the popular attractions in Vietnam. Say most, one of the most popular attractions in Vietnam, which can appease, you said, right?
I said appeals.
Appeals, which appeals to many visitors. Yes, so and also, and besides, the statue is like the symbol, not simple.
Yes.
Can you try? Symbol.
Yes. Okay.
Can you try, please? Symbol.
Symbol.
Okay. So this was good, but a better strategy is to answer every question one by one with like 3 sentences, maybe 2 at least. So what it is, you don't have enough here. You immediately jump to location. So Lady Buddha, not enough. Like just tell me a bit more without what it looks like. Just what, right? So I know the biggest statue, or it's famous for this and that. It was built by these people, or in this time, what the reason it's there. Something about like what it is more than where. Okay, location is kind of covered, but a little bit. Well, all right, yeah. This is basically all about location. That question you answered in detail, a bit too much. And then what it looks like, you didn't really say that. You didn't answer that question, so you missed out on an opportunity to use more vocabulary. That's why we need to answer all. And why you like it, you never said that. So another
Yeah.
missed opportunity to show more vocabulary. You focused on one question mostly, and that's it. And it's not the best way. So just follow the cue card next time and answer each question. All right, this is okay. Part 3. You don't have to always start like this. From my perspective, personally, I think it's almost every single question. Yeah, every single one of them starts like that. So sometimes you could just jump into the question. So think about some maybe variety here, if possible. But it's fine. It's not gonna, you're not gonna really lose points for that.
So actually, I was taught that I need to add these faces. Like,
It's good to have them, of course, but it sounds a little bit like memorized maybe when you have, or you feel like you have to do this. Just like keep it natural, right?
yes.
You don't have to always add these the same way, like always start like personally something, from my perspective something. There are other ways to start. For example, you could say how many ideas you've got. Like, why is it such a popular subject? Well, I've got 2 main reasons in my head for why that is. So, yeah, and that's enough. Like, you can just jump straight into that. So we don't really have time right now to finish with this, so we'll finish discussing this next time. Yeah?
Yes.
And I'll give you more comments about how to answer part 3 more effectively. Now I just need to give you homework. Okay?
Yes. And may I have the link of these documents?
Why do you think I've been writing it all here, and why do you think it has your name in it? Of course, I'll give it to you.
Okay.
Of
Okay.
course, it's your document. So, well, I guess I have to show you first what I want you to do. So one of my previous students did this. Just want to show you like how other students work with me. So we've got, let's see, where is it? Homework. For example, homework here, I give homework to look through a list of, pretty much all my students get that because most of the students need that, including you. We need to look through a good list of topics that are very common in IELTS. Here you have almost all of them, part 1, part 2, part 3. And all you need to do is just be ready to answer, be ready to speak whenever you hear questions from these categories. And
Yes.
for that, you choose it yourself. So I can't choose for you because I don't know exactly what you find well, difficult. So you should choose the difficult topics yourself. Otherwise, it makes no sense to keep answering something you already know how to answer. So then you record yourself, right? You record yourself at home or wherever you are using maybe your phone or your computer. And here, for example, we have a website called Vocaroo, and
Mm.
it allows you to record your answers like this. You cannot hear right now, but I'm just showing you that this is what the student did. This is a perfect answer, 2 minutes, for example, right? Part two.
Yes.
And so she saved the topic and then she wrote down exactly what she said here. See?
Yes. Okay.
She even fixed her own speech a little bit here. So that's what we do. Pretty much the same thing. All I need you
Yes.
to do is to pick a topic. You can pick part three if you feel confident, part two, depending on your needs. So then
Yes.
you save the recording link here, then save the topic card and the questions here so I can see what you're answering, very important. And then, so listen to your own recording and write down what you hear. Don't write before speaking, before you finish speaking. So you don't like write and then record reading. Yeah, don't do that, please. Just
Yes.
speak, then listen. So this is the key here, right? So if you listen to yourself, you can notice problems with like not connecting the words, not using the right intonation, like it sounds weird, maybe something what you say. So you can practice that
Mm.
immediately. You stop the recording, you practically drill it all the time. Check in the dictionary, word pronunciation, you check your intonation. What else? You check, well, grammar, of course. You check vocabulary. Uh, and then you deliver it something nice that I can look at and give you comments for further improvement. So, all right. So you write it down here. It should be quite a lot, right? So here we've got, like, for example, part two could be a lot. And remember, 2 minutes. So try to speak for 2 minutes at home as well. And well, ideally in part two, you would separate your answer into paragraphs according to questions. So you see here, for example, it's a
Yes.
perfect
Mm.
answer kind of. If we have 4 paragraphs, each answering a topic. Yeah, and that's it. That's what you need to do. And then you can check it if you want, or just leave it for me to check. Either way.
Yes.
Anything else? Yeah. And the more you want to improve, the more you do. So this is just the minimum. Ideally, once every day, or you can do more of that, even like 2, 3 topics like this. Or
Mm.
write it all down here because it's important. Okay, so here's the link. Doc, please bookmark it. And next time I want to finish discussing part 3 with you.
Okay.
And I want to check your homework as well. We might, and after that, we'll probably focus on your on the parts that you are lacking at in terms of skills. So we'll probably do that, or we could do more mock tests depending on how you feel like. When do we meet next?
Mm. I think it's still next Saturday, but like I want to add more addition lessons. Or like, will
Okay.
you do you still have any free day or free mm, any
Yeah.
free
Well,
time?
ideally, of course, in the mornings.